Let's go sentence by sentence in a simple and logical way. Females have a pair of ovaries located in the abdomen. Difficult words. Pair equals two organs. Abdomen equals lower belly region. Why are ovaries inside the abdomen? Unlike sperm, egg cells, ova, do not require lower temperature. They are delicate and need protection. How are they protected? They are placed deep inside the pelvic cavity, surrounded by muscles and tissues. Real life example. If ovaries were outside like testes, they would be more vulnerable to injury. Internal location ensures safety and stable functioning. Ovary is the primary female sex organ which produces one ovum during each menstrual cycle. Difficult words. Primary sex organ equals main reproductive organ. Ovum equals female egg cell. Menstrual cycle equals monthly reproductive cycle, 28 days. Why produce only one ovum per cycle? Producing one mature egg increases chances of healthy fertilization and reduces risk of multiple pregnancies. How does this happen? Many follicles begin developing, but usually only one becomes dominant and releases the egg. Real life example. When fertilization occurs, pregnancy starts. If fertilization does not occur, menstruation happens. Ovary produces estrogen and progesterone. Main hormones: estrogen, progesterone. Difficult word. Steroid hormone equals hormone made from cholesterol. Why produce these hormones? Because reproduction requires coordination between ovaries, uterus, brain, and breasts. How do they work? They travel through blood and bind to specific receptors in target organs. Real life example. Hormonal imbalance can cause irregular periods, mood changes, difficulty in pregnancy. Ovary is composed of ovarian follicles and stromal tissues. Difficult words. Ovarian follicle, fluid-filled sac containing immature egg, stromal tissue, supporting connective tissue. Why are follicles necessary? Each follicle protects and nourishes a developing egg. How do follicles develop? Under hormonal signals, FSH, follicles grow and produce estrogen. Real life example. In PCOS, polycystic ovary condition, many follicles start developing but fail to mature properly. Estrogen is secreted mainly by growing ovarian follicles. Why do growing follicles secrete estrogen? Because estrogen prepares the body for ovulation and possible pregnancy. How does estrogen act? It thickens uterine lining, stimulates reproductive organ growth, signals brain for ovulation. Real life example. Before ovulation, estrogen level peaks. This causes LH surge ovulation. After ovulation, the ruptured follicle becomes corpus luteum. Ovulation equals release of egg. Corpus luteum, yellow hormone secreting structure. Why does corpus luteum form? Because after egg release, the body must prepare uterus for implantation. How does it do that? Corpus luteum secretes progesterone. Corpus luteum secretes mainly progesterone. Why progesterone after ovulation? Because estrogen prepares uterus, but progesterone maintains it. How? Progesterone thickens endometrium, uterine lining, reduces uterine contractions, supports embryo implantation. Real life example. If fertilization occurs, corpus luteum continues progesterone production. If not, progesterone falls, menstruation begins. Estrogens stimulate growth of female secondary sex organs. Difficult word. Secondary sex organs: uterus, fallopian tubes, vagina. Why stimulate their growth? To prepare the body for reproduction during puberty. How? Estrogen increases cell division and tissue growth in these organs. Real life example. At puberty, girls experience uterus enlargement, menstrual cycle starts. Estrogen causes female secondary sex characters. Examples: breast development, broad hips, high-pitched voice. Why these changes? They prepare the body for childbirth and nursing. How? Estrogen influences fat distribution and bone growth patterns. Real life example. During adolescence, body shape gradually changes due to rising estrogen levels. Estrogen regulates female sexual behavior. Why affect behavior? Reproductive success requires hormonal influence on the brain. How? Estrogen acts on brain centers controlling mood and attraction. Progesterone supports pregnancy. Why is it essential? Because without stable uterine lining, embryo cannot survive. How? Progesterone maintains thick endometrium, prevents immune rejection, reduces uterine contractions. Real life example. Low progesterone levels in early pregnancy may cause miscarriage risk. Progesterone stimulates alveoli formation in mammary glands. Difficult word. Alveoli, milk-storing sac-like structures. Why form alveoli? To prepare breasts for milk production after childbirth. How? Progesterone stimulates glandular tissue growth during pregnancy. Real-life example. During pregnancy, breasts enlarge because alveoli are developing in preparation for breastfeeding. Big picture, understanding. Ovary controls egg production, menstrual cycle, puberty changes, pregnancy maintenance, breast development, estrogen equals development hormone, progesterone pregnancy protection hormone. Simple summary, formula, follicle grows, estrogen rises, ovulation occurs, corpus luteum forms, progesterone rises.